Welcome back to the Maelstrom, ladies and gentlemen. We have another Warhammer 40k battle report for you today. The Tau Empire versus the Blood Angels. We are back to Stulte Mors. We are attacking on Stulte Secundus. So this is the planet where we had the early war for the agricultural centers. Now the planet has been abandoned as the space battle is going badly. The debris from that battle is raining down on the battlefield, and the armies that have been abandoned here for the time being are scavenging for supplies. So there are 4 objectives, numbered 2 to 5. We have one there, one here behind the Aegis, one in the street here, and one in the street there. Each player turn, we will roll a d6 and scatter an objective off of those points. And if a 1 is rolled, the Blood Angel player gets to decide where the objective lands, and if a 6 is rolled, the Tau player gets to decide. So that is deploying, or the table. The Blood Angels will be deploying in this corner for Vanguard Strike. The Tau Empire will be deploying in that corner. We will be right back with the armies. First up, we have the Blood Angels.
Okay, first HQ in my Warlord is a Sanguinary Priest. His Warlord trait was Descent of Angels, so not really useful for this game. But my second HQ is a Librarian. And he is Mastery Level 2 in Terminator Armor and carrying Galleon Staff. Then I have a squad of 5 Terminators with an Assault Cannon, and they are in a Land Raider Redeemer with extra armor. Then for my troops, I have a 10-man tactical squad with a Flamer, a Heavy Flamer, and Melta-Bombs in a Rhino. Then I have 2 identical 5-man tactical squads with Plasma Guns in Razorbacks with Las Cannons and Twin-Link Plasma Guns. Then I have a 5-man tactical squad on foot with a Heavy Bolter. Then for my Heavies, I have a squad of 8 Devastators with 4 Las Cannons, 2 identical Bell Predators with Heavy Bolters, and a Whirlwind with overcharged engines and a Storm Bolter. Then for my Fasts, I have a squad of 9 Assault Marines with 2 Melta Guns and Melta Bombs in a Rhino.
Oh, and they're hiding over here. I was looking everywhere for them. They're with the Sanguinary Priest. Alright, so that is the Blood Angels contribution. Next up, we have the Tau Empire's contribution. We are doing a Hunter contingent with a Hunter cadre leading off. We have 3 squads of Fire Warriors and a squad of Breachers. They are in Devilfish transports. Each team is a stock. They don't have anything extra. We have 10 dudes in each squad. We've got 4 Devilfish that all have smart missile systems, disruption pods, and sensor spines. We have 2 8-man Pathfinder teams with no upgrades. They just have their standard marker lights and pulse carbines. We have a broadside team. 3 broadsides with target locks, high-yield missile pods, and smart missiles, and they're joined to 6 missile drones. We have a 3-man crisis team with double fusion guns and target locks. They're running with a commander with crisis iridium armor, a pure tide Ingram neuro chip, a shield generator, a vectored retro thruster, and a pair of fusion blasters. Then we have an optimized stealth cadre as our auxiliary. We have 2 teams of 3 stealth suits with fusion blaster and target lock on one guy. The 2 burst cannons have advanced targeting systems, and then a ghost kill attached with cyclic ion raker, twin fusion blasters, early warning override, and velocity tracker. So you have seen the armies and you have seen the table. It is time to get stuck into the Maelstrom. Alright, deployment is complete. The Tau were given the rights of going first by the Blood Angels. They deployed here. We have a Pathfinder team on the flank, the 4 Devilfish with the Breacher team in the back here, the Ghost Kill and the broadsides. Then in the tower on the flank we have the 2nd team of Pathfinders. Down here we have the infiltrated crisis teams, both of them waiting for the Blood Angels to come through, and the commander and his bodyguards are in reserve. Then we will pass it over to the Blood Angels.
So my all the way right, sitting on the objective spawner, is my Flamer Tactical Squad. Then across the front I have both of my Bell Predators. Directly behind them is the Land Raider full of Terminators and the Librarian. And to their right is my Warlord and the Assault Squad with the double Meltas. Then on the far left flank I have my 2 Razorback squads flanking the Whirlwind, and directly in front of them to provide fire support is the Devastators.
Alright, so as of right now, Tower going first, barring a Blood Angel sees. And they do not. They tried, but with a 5 they do not. So Tau will have first turn, and we will be back following that. Alright, following the new GWFAQ, we did scouts after seas, so we have the Pathfinders here scouting up into the Emperor's pool here. Then we had the other squad move up so they could see along the edge there down into the Blood Angels better. So that is Scouts and Tau turn 1 coming up. Tau shooting phase is over. The Devilfish block moved up together along with the Ghost Kill and the Stealth suits into the street. The Pathfinders here engaged the Bell Predator on the end and put 4 marker lights. The other Pathfinders engaged this Rhino and put 4 marker lights. Between the 2 stealth teams and the Devilfish, we were able to wreck out this Rhino. Or one of the stealth teams rather. The other one fired here and did nothing. The Ghost Kill knocked out the Bell Predator, and then after everything was down, the broadsides and their drones killed the first 4 Marines here. Those Marines passed all 3 morale checks they were called upon to make. Tau assault phase comes to an end. All the stealth stuff consolidated around the center here just a little bit. That was the only moves for the Tau in the assault phase. Alright, first off for the objective, the Blood Angels placed theirs off of this point and it scattered down to here. Then I'll let you walk down his turn.
Okay, so the Tactical Squad and the Land Raider Redeemer fired their weapons at that very front stealth squad and managed to knock down 2 members of that squad, but the 3rd man did pass his morale check. The Bell Predator and all of my various las cannons in the army fired on the broadside nest and managed to knock down 4 drones, and luckily the broadside remembered what cover was like. They did go to ground, but he did pass his cover saves after that. The Whirlwind targeted the Pathfinders in the top of the building and scattered off a little bit, but still managed to kill 2 members of the squad and forced them to fail a morale check. And the Heavy Bolter fired with no effect at the broadsides as well. It's everything.
Yep, that sounds about like it. So there will be no assault phase. We'll be jumping right into Tau turn 2. Tau shooting phase rolls to an end. The Devilfish group rolled up along with the 2 stealth teams. They coordinated firepower here and annihilated these 6 guys. The Cyclic Island Raker off of the Ghost Kill moved up and accounted for a 2nd Bell Predator, blowing it to pieces. And the broadside team, since they were snap firing, we did also regroup the Pathfinders. They didn't score any marker hits on their snap fires, but we did put the broadsides down here, put 2 wounds into the Heavy Bolter team, but they made their armor saves. So limited casualties. Oh, and the 3rd objective came down on this point and scattered back here to the Pathfinders, which is how we like it when it's delivered to us. So we will make our jump moves and be right back. Assault moves are complete with a 3. This guy was kind of stranded, decided to hang out here behind the building. The others jumped into the street along with the Ghost Kill, who rolled a 9. We'll be right back with Blood Angels turn 2. Turn 2. First off, the objective came on here and scattered 13 inches this way. Then we will go over to Griff, let him walk down his turn.
Okay, well, the las cannons volleyed again on the broadsides and managed to do nothing.
Yeah, despite scoring 3 hits, or 4 hits, 3 wounds, I made all of my cover saves. But he did suppress me again. I did go to ground.
The Razorback on the far left took a shot at the lone fusion gunner hiding behind the building, made his save. The Whirlwind fired at the Pathfinders in the building again, scattered off again, and only managed to hit 1 man. The Land Raider pulled up across the wreck of the 2 Bell Predators. The Terminators got out, killed 2 of themselves going over terrain. Yes, I know. I rolled 4 1s and then 2 1s to follow that up.
Yeah, somebody forgot to tell these old school Terminators that New Edition they get their armor saves when they do that. Oh, it's just terrible luck.
Everything bounced. All of my remaining bullets hit the stealth team and they made every one of their saves. Yep. This was kind of a non-productive shooting phase.
Yeah, that's to say the least. I mean, 1 Tau and 2 Terminators died. So yeah, I mean, rough turn there. But he did cast Warp Metal Armor here. So these guys have +1 toughness and they're getting ready to launch an assault here against the Ghost Kill. We will be back following Overwatch in that combat.
Well, they lost 1 on Overwatch. Valiant effort. Rolled an 8, needed a 10.
Yeah, they needed a 9 before, but the Pathfinders did get 1. They had 1 dude who could see, and he landed his marker light and the fusion blaster off of the, I think it was the fusion off the Ghost Kill, right? Mm-hmm. He scored a hit and knocked him down. A couple other hits bounced off armor. But the Terminators are still very much in this. I don't have a lot of AP down here, and the stuff I have, I kind of feel like I need to get rid of this Land Raider. But we will see what happens. Turn 3 for the Tau coming up. Tau shooting phase comes to an end. The Pathfinders here repositioned and snap fired because they were all on the move. They fired on the Terminators here to give 1 marker light. We combined fire between the stealth team there, the stealth suit on the roof, and the commander who came in from reserve. The 3 suits from the commander squad and the 2 fusion blasters killed off the Terminators with their shots. So we didn't roll the rest of it. Broadsides also lumped up there just in case, but they weren't needed. Commander was down here. He hit, pinned, and immobilized the Land Raider. The Ghost Kill fired alone to this Razorback. He hit and rolled a 1 with his Fusion Blaster and did 2 Glancers with his Cyclic Ion Cannon, so that thing's still completely in the fight. The Devilfish moved up here, and they fired through with smart missiles on coordinated first and killed 1 of those Terminators, and then the Librarian and the last guy went down to the Fusion Suits. So we got some jump moves. Oh, also the next objective came on and scattered 15 inches down here. So these Pathfinders are stretching out here because in this mission you are allowed to take multiple objectives with one guy or one squad. So we will be back after the Tau make their jumps. Tau jumps are done. The Commander leapt here with his men. The last suit jumped here behind the building, and the other team jumped into the street behind the rubble again. Ghost Kill punched his jet thrusters and took off to the roof. So that is Tau turn 3, and the Blood Angel response coming up. Blood Angel's turn 3.
Okay, so the Whirlwind finally got his act together and made a shot. Killed 3 Pathfinders with the round that they passed their morale check. The Razorback squad on the left fired on the Ghost Kill to no effect. The Heavy Bolter squad in the street fired on the 3-man stealth team and managed to get 1 man along with the Land Raider. They passed their morale check. The Devastators finally got through the cover saves on the broadsides. Killed 1 broadside and 1 drone. They broke and ran off of the table. And the 2 squads that are still mech'd up fired at the Commander to no avail.
Yep, they got his 1 shield drone and did 1 wound here with plasma that was looked out. So not much damage there. And where did the objective come down? I don't even remember. Oh yeah, back here in the forest. It landed back here. So that is that. Blood Angels do not have an assault, so we will be back with Tau turn 4. Tau turn 4, the shooting phase rolls to an end. The objective for this turn came in here and landed on top of the building. The Pathfinders continued their stretch and have managed to get to the 3 objectives here. The Devilfish shot to the center with the 1 back here on the back corner having to move over 6 inches to maintain formation. The 3 on this flank volleyed here along with the optimized stealth cadre, and between all of that fire we barely brought these 5 Marines down. The very last bullet shot the last of them down. The burst cannon from this squad fired here and wrecked the last point out of that Razorback. The Commander continued his move up, fired here. 1 crisis suit shot here, completely missed. 2 suit shot here, completely missed. The Commander landed 2 penetrating hits on this rhino, blew it up, and killed 2 of the Marines inside. But they are not pinned for the coming turn. So that's the end of the shooting phase. We'll be right back after jump moves and then move on into Blood Angels turn 4. The Commander jumped from the building here, rolled an 11, so his squad moved over here behind the ruins to get cover from most of the Blood Angel stuff. And the lone stealth suit, he fell here in behind the building. Ghost Kill moved out into the street, and the stealth team jumped into cover here behind the Aegis. Coming back with Blood Angels turn 4. Blood Angels turn 4.
Okay, so the assault squad moved up, the Razorback moved up, and the squad jumped out, and the tactical squad, the assault squad, and the Devastators all fired on the Commander. We put 2 holes in him, killed 1 of his bodyguards, and wounded another one.
Yep.
The Heavy Bolter team fired their bolters at the stealth suit squad and killed it after the Whirlwind managed to do nothing to them. And the Land Raider fired also on that stealth team with the assault cannon and failed, but he Power of the Machine spirited the Redeemer cannon and burned the last remaining member of the other squad to death.
Yep, and the Commander luckily did make his morale check.
Oh, and the objective landed in...
Oh yeah, another objective scattered down here. So apparently the Tau knew where this battleship was falling apart at. So all the objectives are falling back here, but the Tau definitely took some telling casualties through just the quirks of the way everything was set up here. And look out, sirs, everybody here has been hurt now. But we did just get the 1 guy killed, but they did pass their morale check. We will be back following Tau turn 5. Tau turn 5 rolls to an end. We debarked from all the Devilfish. The men knew it was time to make their stand here. All of the Devilfish on this end coordinated fire with these 2 squads. The Breachers fired here and killed all but the Sanguinary Priest and the last Marine with him, and then the strike team here finished them off. These 2 strike teams then coordinated firepower with the last Devilfish and fired here to finish these 5 guys off. The Commander and his guys leapt to the roof, fired down on the Land Raider and exploded it, which opened the way for the Ghost Kill to fire across the street, and he shook this Razorback, left it at 1 hull point. So that is the end of 5 for the Tau. Where did the objective fall that time? It was Blood Angel's choice. They tried to land it on objective 4 here, scattered back this way. No love for the Blood Angels on the objective front. But we will be back following Blood Angels turn 5. Tau jump moves, the Ghost Kill rolled an 8 and jumped up here onto the top of the building. The commander and his guys rolled a 6 and got down here, but we're not quite able to get out of line of sight, so the Devastators here and the Heavy Bolter guys are going to have rain to fire on them this turn. But those are jumps, so Blood Angel turn 5 coming up. Angels turn 5.
Not much left to do much damage with, but the snap-firing Razorback fired on the breachers, managed to get 1 hit and 1 wound with the plasma, but the cover save saved it. The Devastators and the Heavy Bolter team both fired on the Crisis Suit Commander, managed to kill one of his squad mates, and the Whirlwind messed up a juicy shot and only got 3 Fire Warriors out of the squad in the middle, but did get lucky and knock out a stealth drone off of the Ghost Kill.
Yep, and these guys did break and fall back 4 inches, so we will be seeing if they regroup, assuming we go to a turn 6. So roll to see if we go to turn 6. On a 3, we will. So we will be back following Tau turn 6. Tau turn 6 rolls to an end. The squads were all able to make it back to their transports, and one of the squads did regroup. They were right next to their transports, so they rebarked. The guys on the roof got back in theirs and it moved down here, and the painted squad was the only one that couldn't, so their tank shot up here. This thing, it's in wobbly model syndrome at the moment, but it is sitting on this floor carrying the breachers. These guys were the only ones that couldn't get back to their tank, so they moved up and ran to get some coordinated firepower going to here. Ghost Kill, the snap-firing Devilfish, and the Fire Warrior team fired here. The Ghost Kill killed the Whirlwind with 3 glancing hits. 2 Devastators went down from coordinated firepower from the other Devilfish. They failed their morale check and fell back right to the edge of the board, so they will be regrouping in turn 6 to fight some more. No damage done to this squad. And the commander and his last bodyguard fired through the gap and busted this tank with an explosion result. The Pathfinders are, you know, we said we were scooping up falling debris. I think they're actually dropping care packages on the Tau at this point, because these Pathfinders have now claimed their 4th objective. Didn't even have to move. This one landed at their feet with all wrapped up in the present already. So the Blood Angels have had a rough go as far as objectives getting in their way. They have done a significant amount of damage, but the Fire Warrior Infantry are still intact and advancing. We are going into the bottom of 6. We will be back, well actually first we got jump moves, and then we will be back with Blood Angel 6. Tau assault phase rolls to an end. The Ghost Kill leaps down from the roof into the street with a slamming explosion of a landing, and the 2 surviving Crisis members dart back here in the street. So that is turn 6 top. Blood Angel response coming up. Blood Angels turn 6.
The Devastators, gosh, 6 pistols. 6 pistols, 3 hits, 2 wounds, and both Fire Warriors fell down, robbing me of a chance to even charge that squad. And the Heavy Bolter squad fired and killed the last remaining Crisis Suit bodyguard man. And the commander broke and ran for the 2 objectives in the center of the street.
Yes, because the objective this turn also came in down here and landed here. But the commander is broken. That was, let me grab a die here, that was the turn 6. See if we go to a 7, and with a 3 we will not. So Tau did lose their commander because he is fleeing at the end of the game, but we have no secondary objectives in this one. So that will be a Tau victory. We'll have after action reviews and army lists at the blog as always. Lots of carnage this game, lots of stuff died. The Tau are replacing their entire cadre and their entire cadre elite, and the Blood Angels are replacing half of the 3rd company. So we will have thoughts on that, as well as army lists and more at the blog. Give us a like on Facebook and a subscribe, or a like on Facebook and a subscription on YouTube. That will let us know that you want to see more content, and we will continue to produce it as long as you guys are watching. As always, thank you for spending time with us today at the Maelstrom.